At the height of the Roman Empire, Marcus Aurelius, Stoic and emperor, captured his personal reflections in a masterpiece, the Meditations. Through his annotations, Marcus Aurelius guides us on a journey of self-knowledge and practical wisdom. His words resonate powerfully through time, offering advice for facing adversity, cultivating virtue, and living a full and meaningful life. The Meditations of Marcus Aurelius are like a personal diary, a collection of reflections and thoughts written down over 19 years. There is no specific order, and ideas are often repeated, reflecting how they arose in the author's mind at different times. They are an invaluable treasure that allows us to delve into the depths of the thought and personal philosophy of one of the most acclaimed Roman emperors. Through his intimate reflections, Marcus Aurelius offers us a unique perspective on his worldview, his values, and his struggle to achieve virtue amid the responsibilities and challenges of power. But far from being an idealized portrait of a perfect emperor, the Meditations reveal to us a vulnerable and human Marcus Aurelius, plagued by doubts and questions. He confronts his own weaknesses, reflects on the fleeting nature of life and the inevitability of death, and tirelessly seeks the path to serenity and Stoic wisdom. Marcus Aurelius's reflections are not limited to personal introspection, but offer valuable practical guides to face the challenges of everyday life. It addresses topics such as the importance of discipline, temperance, and justice, and teaches us to cultivate mental strength to face adversity with fortitude and equanimity. The Meditations have not only transcended time as a masterpiece of Roman literature, but continue to inspire and guide readers of all ages. Its universal message about the pursuit of virtue, accepting the inevitable, and the importance of living a life in accordance with our moral principles resonates strongly today, offering a beacon of wisdom in an increasingly complex and challenging world. Today we will embark on a journey through 22 Stoic principles from the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius, in a brief summary that will serve as a guide with a series of mental techniques to live a calmer and fuller life. You will have at your fingertips the wisdom of a man of great power, who fought to be good and left notes and reminders on how to be good. His legacy has transcended millennia and has remained valid through the years. The Meditations are infused with Stoic philosophy, a school of thought that emphasized the importance of reason, self-control, and acceptance of destiny. Marcus Aurelius, as emperor and Stoic philosopher, sought to apply these principles to his own life, grappling with the challenges and dilemmas that came with power and responsibility. Let us begin our journey through the teachings that Marcus Aurelius left us. 1. Don't let yourself be affected by cruelty. Cruelty is an unfortunate reality that we can all face at some point in our lives. It can manifest itself in various ways: hurtful words, inconsiderate actions, or even physical violence. While it is natural to feel pain, anger, or frustration when faced with these acts, when you receive criticism, whether constructive or destructive, it is important to analyze it carefully. If the criticism has a real basis, take it as an opportunity to reflect on your behavior and look for areas for improvement. Appreciate honest criticism, as it will help you grow as a person. However, if the criticism is unfounded or malicious, do not give it power. Don't let the words of someone who doesn't know you or understand you affect you. Remember that the opinion of others does not define who you are. In the face of cruelty, it is essential to remain calm and composed. Responding with the same cruelty would only bring you down to the other person's level and cause more harm in the long run. Instead, take a deep breath, control your emotions, and respond with intelligence and compassion. True strength lies in the ability to maintain dignity and composure in the face of adversity. By not allowing cruelty to affect you, you are showing that you are a strong and confident person. Don't be intimidated by the words or actions of others. Instead of seeking confrontation, try to understand the other person's motivations. You may be acting out of pain, fear, or ignorance. Offer your support and understanding, even if they don't deserve it. Remember that we all make mistakes, and that compassion is the best response to cruelty. Imagine that your boss unfairly criticizes you for your work. Instead of getting angry, analyze the criticism carefully. If there is some truth in what he says, take it as an opportunity to improve your performance. If the criticism is unfounded, don't give it power. Remember that your boss is not perfect and that his opinion is not the only one that matters. It is important to be compassionate with yourself, especially when faced with cruelty from others. Recognize that you are experiencing difficult emotions and allow yourself to feel them. Practice relaxation techniques such as meditation or deep breathing to relieve stress and anxiety.
Never forget your value as a person. You are valuable, worthy of respect, and deserving of happiness. Don't let the cruelty of others make you doubt your worth or your potential.
By following these principles, you will be able to maintain your inner peace and prevent the cruelty of others from affecting you. Remember that you are stronger and more valuable than any negative words or actions can suggest. 2. It all depends on how you interpret it. Marcus Aurelius said, "Everything is interpretation." While the quote is not an absolute truth in a literal sense, it has immense value as a mental mantra for navigating daily experiences. By adopting this principle, we can transform our perspective and achieve surprising results. The human mind has an extraordinary capacity to interpret and give meaning to external stimuli. What may be a simple observation for one person may become an offense or a threat to another. The key is to recognize that reality is not static, but is shaped through our personal interpretation. By understanding the power of interpretation, we can take control of our experiences. Instead of being victims of circumstances, we can choose how we want to interpret them, and therefore how they affect us. How to apply this principle to your daily life? Identify the situations. Pay attention to times when you feel affected by external events. Analyze what is causing you discomfort or discomfort. Question your interpretation. Don't accept the first interpretation that comes to mind. Question your thoughts and seek different perspectives. Ask yourself, is there another way to interpret this? Is this the most useful or constructive interpretation? Let's give an example. Let's imagine a grey and rainy day. The drops fall hard, soaking the earth and penetrating to the bones. Given this scenario, two options are presented to us. First option, anger and discomfort. We can succumb to frustration over adverse weather. Rain becomes an enemy, a nuisance that ruins our plans and makes us uncomfortable. We feel the cold of the water on our skin and the discomfort of wet clothes, intensifying our feeling of unpleasantness. Second option, gratitude and connection. We can choose to embrace the rain as an opportunity to connect with nature and appreciate the beauty around us. The sound of the drops hitting the ground becomes a symphony. The aroma of the wet earth envelops us in a fresh and revitalizing embrace. Rain, instead of being a nuisance, becomes a renewing element that reminds us of the strength and beauty of the natural world. The choice is in your hands. The key lies in the perspective we adopt. We can choose to focus on the negative aspects of the situation, fueling anger and frustration, or we can choose to see the rain as an opportunity to cultivate gratitude and connection with our environment. Choose an interpretation that generates positive emotions in you and encourages you to act constructively. Remember that there is no single correct interpretation, but the best one is the one that helps you feel better and move towards your goals. Master your mind and you will master your life. This phrase sums up the importance of cultivating a positive outlook to achieve well-being and happiness. Our thoughts are the basis of our emotions and actions, so controlling them is essential to transform our reality. 3. Your mind must be above your body and its sensations. You have a body and a mind. The human mind has an extraordinary capacity to transcend the limits of the body and its sensations. Unlike other animals endowed only with instincts, we have the rational faculty, a powerful tool that allows us to rise above physical limitations and take control of our existence. Following nature does not mean blindly submitting to its dictates, but rather recognizing the duality of our being, body and mind. It means making the most of the capabilities that nature has given us, using reason to dominate our instincts and emotions, and thus achieve a state of greater well-being and fulfillment. By recognizing the power of the mind over the body and its sensations, you will be able to make the most of your dual nature. Only when we gain control over our mind can we begin to act virtuously. Virtue, understood as moral excellence, involves making decisions and taking actions aligned with positive values such as justice, temperance, courage, and wisdom. By following nature in the sense of using reason to dominate our instincts and emotions, we can achieve a state of greater control over our lives, experience greater well-being, and achieve our most ambitious goals. 4. Stay aware and take deliberate actions. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it is easy to fall into autopilot, acting without full awareness of our decisions and thoughts. Many times we simply react to external stimuli without stopping to reflect on the consequences of our actions. It is time to break this cycle of automatism and awaken our consciousness. We must stop wandering aimlessly and take control of our minds and our actions. The first step to taking control is to develop the ability to observe ourselves objectively. As if we were an external observer, we must analyze our thoughts, emotions, and actions without falling into judgment or complacency. The second step is to question your actions. Ask yourself, what am I using my mind on? What kind of person am I being through my actions? Am I acting like a child, a tyrant, or an animal? What motivates me to behave this way? The third step is to reflect on your values. When questioning our actions, it is essential to confront them with our deepest values. Are our actions aligned with what we truly believe? Or are we acting out of inertia, without consistency with our principles? Once we have become aware of our patterns of thinking and behavior, we can begin to make deliberate decisions. Instead of reacting impulsively, we can analyze the different options, evaluate the consequences, and choose the path that best fits our values and goals. Awakening consciousness is a continuous process that requires effort and dedication. However, the benefits obtained are invaluable. By taking control of our minds and our actions, we can transform our lives and achieve a higher level of happiness and well-being. 5. Don't withdraw from the world. Cooperation is not just an option, but the very essence of humanity. We are born with a natural predisposition to work together, to unite to achieve common goals and build a better world. This deep interconnection is what defines us as human beings and allows us to thrive. It is easy to succumb to anger, resentment, and disappointment in the face of the hardships and injustices of the world. However, these negative feelings only distance us from cooperation and prevent us from contributing to positive change. On the other hand, helping other people brings us joy. Instead of seeing helping others as an obligation or sacrifice, we should cultivate a perspective of joy and fulfillment. Helping those in need, collaborating with our peers, and working for the common good are actions that enrich us as people and give us a sense of purpose in life. Feeling affection for others, even when they make mistakes, is not always easy. However, it is possible to cultivate this compassion if we focus on our shared humanity. We are all human beings, with our own strengths, weaknesses, mistakes, and successes. By recognizing that we all make mistakes, we can be more tolerant and understanding of the faults of others. Death is a universal reality that equals us all. Remembering that we are all mortal motivates us to appreciate the time we have together and cultivate compassion for others. Contemplating the positive qualities of those around us can transform our perspective and strengthen our relationships. Instead of focusing on their flaws or mistakes, we can cultivate appreciation by recognizing their abilities, talents, and virtues. If we understand that all rational beings are connected and share the responsibility of creating a better world, cooperation becomes natural, fluid, and rewarding. It is no longer a duty or an obligation, but a genuine expression of our human nature. Refusing to cooperate with our fellow human beings is denying our own humanity. Let us embrace our interconnected nature and make collaboration the foundation for building a more prosperous, just, and compassionate future for all. Let us remember that unity is strength, and that together we can achieve great things. 6. Your opinion of yourself matters more than a stranger's opinion. In his Meditations, Marcus Aurelius once said, "We all love each other more than others, but their opinion matters more to us than our own." Flattering and seeking praise from people we don't respect is a form of self-deception and a betrayal of our own values. It's like chasing a fake coin that has no real value. Instead of seeking external validation, we should focus on cultivating our own worth and self-esteem. Recognizing our strengths, values, and principles gives us the security and confidence to act with integrity and authenticity, regardless of the opinion of others. It is important to remember that this is not about promoting arrogance, but rather encouraging you to act with conviction and authenticity. If you are sure that you are doing the right thing, don't be afraid to move forward, despite the opinions or reactions of others. Acting with conviction is not about being arrogant or inflexible, but about living in accordance with our deepest values and principles. Trusting our own judgment, standing up for what we believe, and taking responsibility for our actions allows us to build authentic and meaningful lives, regardless of the opinions or reactions of others. Marcus Aurelius invites us to reflect on the fleeting and ephemeral nature of praise. The applause and approval of others, although they may be pleasant at the moment, are as fleeting as the waves of the sea. They leave no lasting mark on the vast ocean of life. Honesty is a fundamental virtue that allows us to build solid relationships based on trust and mutual respect. Being honest means acting with integrity, authenticity, and transparency, avoiding deception, manipulation, or false appearances. Avoid making detours and simulations, airs of grandeur, or false pretensions to impress others. This attitude only generates distrust and alienates people who are looking for genuine relationships. Remember that true freedom lies in the ability to act with integrity, even when the path is not easy. 7. Be open to correction. Being corrected is better than remaining in self-deception. The ability to change your mind is not a sign of weakness or incoherence, but rather of mental flexibility and intellectual strength. It is the ability to reevaluate our beliefs and points of view in light of new information or experiences which allows us to adapt to an ever-changing world. As Marcus Aurelius stated, changing one's mind and accepting correction are also free acts. The action is yours, based on your own will, your own decision, and your own mind. Changing your mind should not be seen as coercion or defeat, but as a rational response to evidence and logic. When the information supporting our beliefs becomes inconsistent or incomplete, it is natural and necessary to re-evaluate our position. Don't change your decisions because of peer pressure or to ingratiate yourself with others. 8. Appreciate your freedom and that of others. Learn to accept the freedom of expression of others. You can't control them, so learn to control your reaction. Learn to listen to unwanted truths, listen carefully to people, and seek to put yourself in their place and defend the rights of everyone as equals before the law. Freedom of expression is a fundamental right that allows people to express their ideas, opinions, and beliefs without fear of censorship or repression. While we may not always agree with the opinions of others, it is crucial to respect this right and defend freedom of expression for all. In a diverse and complex world, it is inevitable that different perspectives and opinions will emerge. Instead of trying to control or silence others, we must learn to tolerate diversity and focus on constructive dialogue. Listening carefully to others, even when their ideas differ from ours, allows us to better understand their perspectives and find common ground. Active listening is a bridge to empathy and mutual understanding. Pay attention to people and try to put yourself in their place. Get used to not neglecting what someone else has to say and, as much as possible, to be in the mind of the speaker. Empathizing means understanding the emotions and thoughts of others, even if we don't share them. By putting ourselves in someone else's shoes, we can see the world from a different perspective and develop a greater understanding of their experiences. All individuals, regardless of their opinions or beliefs, have the right to equality before the law and protection against discrimination. Upholding this fundamental principle is essential to building a just and equitable society. 9. Respect yourself. Marcus Aurelius dedicated much of his work to reflecting on the importance of self-respect. In his Meditations, we can find valuable ideas to cultivate this fundamental value in our lives. With every act you carry out, ask yourself if you are respecting yourself. Stay alert and erase any impulse to express things you don't really believe in. Don't see as beneficial anything that makes you break a promise, lose self-respect, or hate someone. Marcus Aurelius emphasizes the importance of using reason to discern between what is good and what is bad for ourselves. We must act in accordance with our rational nature, avoiding actions that degrade us or distance us from our values. When you get angry, remember that it is courtesy and kindness that define a human being. He who possesses these qualities possesses strength and courage. Self-respect is based on cultivating Stoic virtues such as justice, temperance, courage, and wisdom. A fundamental aspect of self-respect is accepting reality as it is, without irrationally trying to change it. We must focus our energies on what we can control, our own actions and thoughts, and calmly accept what is out of our reach. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we are responsible for our own lives. We must take control of our decisions and actions without blaming external factors for our misfortunes. This personal responsibility empowers us to build a life in accordance with our values and principles. By acting virtuously, we align ourselves with what is good and right, thus strengthening our self-esteem and our sense of dignity. 10. Avoid complaining. Instead of falling into the trap of complaints, Marcus Aurelius suggests adopting a proactive attitude in the face of challenges. If you can do the job in front of you, do it and don't complain. And if you can't, then find someone to help you and don't feel ashamed. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness but of intelligence and maturity. Recognizing that you need support will allow you to access resources and knowledge that will help you overcome the challenge more quickly and effectively. Do not hesitate to go to your co-workers, friends, family, or even specialized professionals if the situation requires it. Collaboration and teamwork can be invaluable tools in overcoming complex obstacles. Imagine that you are working on an important project and you encounter an unexpected obstacle. Instead of complaining about the difficulty or blaming others, take the initiative and look for creative solutions. Analyze the problem from different angles, use your ingenuity, and draw on your knowledge and skills to find a way out. Remember that proactive action allows you to take control of the situation and transform an obstacle into an opportunity for learning and growth. Avoid complaints at all costs. Complaints only generate negativity, fill you with resentment, and prevent you from focusing on the solution. Instead of regretting what you can't change, channel your energy into finding solutions and taking concrete actions. Remember that complaints don't bring you closer to your goals, they only take you away from them. This philosophy will allow you to overcome obstacles, achieve your goals, and build a fuller and more satisfying life. 11. The obstacle is the path. If something bad happens, simply reflect, what new opportunities does this setback offer? We all experience events that can cause us pain or discomfort. How we interpret these events has a significant impact on how we feel and how we cope. However, many times, our interpretations are biased by our experiences, limiting beliefs, or negative emotions. As Marcus Aurelius said, the mind adapts and converts the obstacle to achieve its ends. The impediment to action advances the action. Whatever gets in the way becomes the way. Faced with the inevitable setbacks that life presents us, there are two paths to follow: complaining or searching for opportunities. The first option, although natural and understandable, immerses us in negativity and prevents us from moving forward. On the other hand, the second alternative opens the doors to a more positive and resilient future. Facing adversity with a proactive attitude allows us to turn an obstacle into an opportunity for growth and learning. By seeking new perspectives and possibilities, we open ourselves to a world of creative solutions we had not previously considered. Ask yourself, what benefit can I get from it? The obstacle becomes the path is a recognition that each event creates new possibilities. When something bad happens, looking for a new opportunity is a much healthier way of life than complaining about it. 12. Adversity is part of nature. The universe, in its vast magnitude and unwavering indifference, does not care about your existence or your struggles. It will not give you protection or offer you an easy path. In fact, it will throw you challenges that will shake your world, testing your strength, your resilience, and your ability to adapt. Accept this as it is: difficulties, setbacks, and even tragedies. They are part of life. They are even part of what it means to be alive. All of us will experience them. However, this indifference should not be a cause for discouragement. On the contrary, it can be a source of empowerment. By understanding that you are not alone on this journey and that you must face difficulties with your own resources, you become the protagonist of your own story. Marcus Aurelius reiterates that since these events are in the hands of God or fate, you should not hope or pray that they do not occur, but rather hope and pray that you will have the strength of character to endure them when they do happen. This invites us to focus on what we can control and strengthen our character to face challenges with fortitude. By changing our perspective and cultivating virtues such as temperance, courage, and resilience, we become stronger, more resilient people capable of overcoming any obstacle that comes our way. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that true power lies within us. By focusing on strengthening our character and developing virtues, we prepare ourselves to face any challenge with fortitude and resilience, even in the midst of the most adverse circumstances. 13. Adversity makes us stronger. There is a fascinating paradox in life. The same adversities we face are what give us the opportunity to discover our potential and develop our strength. Whether it's a physical illness, an emotional challenge, or a social obstacle, difficulties force us to step out of our comfort zone, explore our limits, and discover inner resources we didn't know we possessed. How we respond to difficulties largely determines our personal growth. We can choose to succumb to resignation, fear, or despair, or we can choose to face them with determination, seeking creative solutions and learning from each experience. By overcoming difficulties, we become more resilient people with greater self-confidence and a more positive outlook on life. We develop skills and strengths that allow us to face future challenges with greater fortitude and wisdom. Reflect on the difficulties you have faced in your life. How have these experiences shaped you? What have you learned from them? What internal resources have you discovered? Remember that difficulties are not insurmountable obstacles, but opportunities to grow and strengthen yourself. Adversity should not be seen as an enemy, but as a teacher that teaches us valuable lessons about life and ourselves. By embracing hardship with courage and determination, we can strengthen our character, develop our resilience, and reach our full potential. 14. Everything has happened before. Despite the constant change of the universe, the essence of existence remains unchanged. The challenges we face today are not unique, as they have already been faced by previous generations. Obviously, society and technology have advanced. They have undergone a radical transformation, going from agricultural communities to metropolises interconnected with sophisticated electronic devices. However, the essence of humanity remains unchanged. Technology cannot replace the need for human interaction, empathy, and compassion. Heartbreak, betrayal, and professional frustration are experiences that have marked the history of humanity. Throughout the ages, countless people have suffered the infidelity of a partner, the disloyalty of a friend, or the bitterness of a denied promotion. Are you going through a situation like this? Instead of lamenting, feeling indignant and shocked, and repeating the behaviors of those before you, let small events wash over you and direct your attention to what really matters. Maintain a sense of proportion, and it will help you deal with those things. In everything that happens, keep in mind those who experienced it before you and felt shock, outrage, and resentment about it. However, it is important to remember that these experiences, no matter how painful, do not define our existence. The resilience and inner strength that resides in each of us allows us to overcome these difficult times and move forward. Instead of succumbing to pain, we can use these experiences as opportunities to learn, grow, and rediscover our own value. By recognizing that these situations are part of the shared human experience, we can find comfort and strength in the understanding that we are not alone. 15. Be practical and face what is in front of you. Stop wandering aimlessly and eliminate distractions that keep you from your goals. Cultivate an unwavering commitment and focus all your energy on the decision you have made. Live every moment with intensity and passion as if it were your last, making the most of every opportunity and acting without letting yourself be carried away by emotions that cloud your judgment. Make decisions with a clear and serene mind, guided by reason and not by momentary impulses. Get rid of mental burdens and prevent your emotions from dragging you into an uncertain future, creating unfounded worries. Take control of your thoughts and focus them on the present, living each moment to the fullest as if it were your last. Don't let yourself be manipulated like a puppet. Focus on the present and don't worry about the future. With dedication and effort, you can overcome any obstacle, even those that seem impossible to you now. Don't focus on any physical characteristics that you can't change. Concentrate instead on the virtues that are in your power to produce: honesty, dignity, endurance, austerity, resignation, abstinence, patience, sincerity, moderation, seriousness, and magnanimity. 16. Focus on doing the right thing and be prepared to face resistance. Don't say anything false, don't do anything unfair, and don't worry if people recognize you for doing it. Choosing to perform an act of kindness should not be motivated by the expectation of a future reward. The true reward lies in the act itself, since it generates well-being and leads to a full life. In your noble task of acting with virtue, it is essential to stay the course unwavering, regardless of the reactions or actions of others. Don't let the negative influence of others divert you from the right path. Remember that true virtue lies in inner strength and personal conviction, not in external approval. Move forward with integrity and compassion, without allowing yourself to be corrupted by the bad actions or opinions of others. Your commitment to virtue will be a light that illuminates the path for those who seek to follow an honorable example. Your main job is to act with integrity and ethics, without letting other people's reactions or behaviors divert you from your course. Keep your moral compass strong and continue to act fairly and honorably, regardless of the circumstances or people around you. Do not expect a perfect result. Be glad for the slightest progress and the attempt at the good deed itself. If you are in a position of authority, they may even hate you for your good deeds. The important thing is that you do not stray from the right path in search of applause. 17. Do your duty and despise cowardice. Raise your head with pride in life. Do not allow the opinions of others to bend you and fulfill your responsibilities with courage. Imagine a leafy tree in the middle of a storm. Its branches bend and wave in the wind, but its trunk remains upright, firmly rooted in the earth. This is how you should be in life, strong and unbreakable in the face of adversity. Don't let the words or actions of others make you doubt your worth or your ability to achieve your goals. Remember that each person has their own perspective and their own prejudices. What for some is a failure, for others can be invaluable learning. The important thing is that you are clear about what your objectives are and that you do not deviate from the right path to please others. Fulfill your responsibilities with courage and determination, even when faced with obstacles or criticism. Don't be afraid to defend what you believe in and fight for your dreams. It is not about seeking recognition or approval from others, but about acting with integrity and responsibility, assuming the consequences of our decisions with our heads held high. Courage does not mean the absence of fear, but the ability to act despite it. It is recognizing that the path may be difficult, but that we have the strength and courage to face it. Life is full of challenges, but also opportunities. If you remain firm and persevere, you will be able to overcome any obstacle and achieve success. 18. Life is short and death comes to us all. This means that the time to act is now. Remember that your time here is limited. You have one chance, and it is running out. The transience of life and the imminence of death urge us to make the most of every moment. Our existence in this world is ephemeral, a unique opportunity that fades with the passage of time. Remember how often you have procrastinated, over and over again. How many opportunities have you been given, and yet you have wasted? Let us not allow inaction and procrastination to consume our days. Let us embrace the present with determination and live each moment fully, because the future is uncertain and time is our most precious asset. Do not live as if you were eternal, nor accumulate endless years. The fleeting shadow of death stalks you. Take advantage of life and do kindness while you can, like the flower that blooms in spring and gives its fragrance to the world before it withers. Remember that time, like an incessant river, flows without pause, carrying with it the days and years. Don't let yourself be carried away by its current without having left your mark. Sow the seeds of goodness in the garden of your existence and reap the fruits of satisfaction and inner peace. Take advantage of every moment of your existence as if it were your last. Embrace life with enthusiasm and live with passion. Sow kindness in your path, help others and leave a positive mark on the world. Remember that true wealth is not measured in material possessions, but in the quality of your actions and the impact you have on the lives of others. Marcus Aurelius invites us to reflect on the transience of life and to make the most of the time we have left. It suggests imagining that everything we have experienced until now has been left behind, as if it already belonged to the past, and that from this precise moment we begin a new existence. In other words, Marcus Aurelius encourages us to throw off the shackles of the past and embrace the present with enthusiasm and determination. 19. Practice getting back on track. Existence is presented as a race full of obstacles, where even the deepest wisdom does not free us from unforeseen events that can destabilize us. In these situations, the key to overcoming these obstacles lies in our ability to quickly refocus. The moment we feel unbalanced, we must take a pause to regain control and perspective. This refocusing practice, the more we exercise it, will become an invaluable skill. It will allow us to navigate obstacles with greater skill and resilience, minimizing the negative impact they may have on our path. Over time, we will turn this practice into a natural reflex, allowing us to move forward steadily despite difficulties. When life throws you unexpected challenges, it's important to regain your balance and composure quickly. Don't let circumstances divert you from your path for longer than necessary. This idea is related to the fight against negative habits. Even though you have overcome certain compulsions, there is a possibility that at some point you will fall back into them. The key to avoiding these relapses lies in self-awareness and proactivity. You must be attentive to signs that indicate that you are moving away from your goals and take immediate steps to correct course. It is important to recognize when we are in a moment of weakness or discouragement. At these moments, it is common for an inner voice to arise that encourages us to give up and abandon our goals. However, we must learn to silence this negative voice and practice resilience by adapting to new circumstances and maintaining a positive attitude. 20. Look down to see things as they really are. Pride and excessive concern about external appearance can exert a powerful influence on our judgment and reasoning. Pride, in particular, can cloud our ability to see reality objectively. It leads us to believe that we are superior to others and that our opinions are always correct, which can make it difficult to listen to other perspectives and accept constructive criticism. Likewise, obsession with external appearance can lead us to make decisions that are not aligned with our values or interests. We worry too much about what others think of us and how they see us, which can distance us from our true purpose and happiness. To prevent these seductive forces from controlling our reason, it is important to cultivate humility and self-awareness. We must recognize our limitations and be open to learning from others. We must also focus on cultivating our inner self and living according to our values, regardless of what others think. To reduce the power that things exert over us, it is crucial to adopt an objective and realistic view. This implies observing them without distortion or subjective interpretations as they really are. This perspective allows us to distance ourselves from the negative emotions associated with things and evaluate them rationally. By understanding their true nature, we can free ourselves from the emotional burden they often carry. We often get carried away by appearances and place excessive value on things that, in essence, are simple. Expensive wine, for example, is still grape juice, even though an aura of exclusivity and sophistication has been added to it through its price and presentation. Likewise, the purple robes worn by emperors, despite their symbolism of power and status, were simply wool dyed with a pigment extracted from shellfish. This reflection invites us to question the preconceived ideas and labels we attribute to things. Behind the facade of luxury and exclusivity, a simpler and earthier reality often hides. By adopting a simpler perspective, we can free ourselves from attachment to material things and appreciate the intrinsic value of things. This applies not only to material things but also to actions and behaviors. Instead of getting carried away by appearances, let's cultivate the ability to see beyond the superficial and appreciate the essence of things. 21. Recognize that material wealth is neither a good nor an evil. Material wealth in itself is neither good nor bad. It has no inherent moral value. It is a tool that, like any other, can be used for good or evil. The true value of wealth lies in the use to which it is put. When used responsibly and ethically, it can contribute to individual and social well-being. It can be used to finance educational projects, support charitable causes, create employment opportunities, and improve people's quality of life. However, when wealth is used selfishly or irresponsibly, it can lead to negative consequences. It can lead to greed, social inequality, corruption, and environmental destruction. To make the most of the positive potential of wealth, it is crucial to cultivate values such as responsibility, solidarity, justice, and ethics. We must use wealth as a tool to build a better world, not as a means to accumulate power or satisfy selfish desires. The excessive accumulation of material goods, far from improving our lives, can become a burden that makes it worse. When we obsess over possessions, we lose sight of what is truly valuable and meaningful. Material things are temporary and perishable. Their value depends largely on the beliefs and expectations we attribute to them, and they do not always bring us the happiness or satisfaction we seek. In contrast, virtues such as honesty, compassion, wisdom, and justice are lasting goods that enrich our lives in deep and lasting ways. 22. Express gratitude. Gratitude is another important habit in Stoicism. The Stoics invite us to be grateful for everything we have and for everything that happens to us, both the good and the bad. Gratitude helps us appreciate the simple things in life, frees us from envy and resentment, and connects us with others and nature. By practicing gratitude, we find joy in the little things and in close relationships. Marcus Aurelius devotes the entire first chapter of Meditations to listing the things he is grateful for having learned when he was young and the people who have influenced him in his life. The emperor not only expresses gratitude to several important figures in his life, including family members, teachers, and mentors, but also highlights the qualities he learned from each of them, such as honesty, justice, self-discipline, and control of emotions. Thanks to everything he learned, he was able to develop a strong character, generosity, charity, and a sense of humor. The value of investing in education, of not interfering in other people's affairs, and not wasting time on insignificant things or frivolous matters. His firmness of purpose, self-control to not get distracted, and not let emotions cloud his judgment. How to receive gifts gracefully without losing self-respect or appearing ungrateful, and how to offer praise without showing off. Treat people as they deserve, and be willing to listen to those who have something to propose for the common good. Far from formalisms and literary pretensions, the Meditations are presented as an honest and direct dialogue of the emperor with himself. In its pages, Marcus Aurelius reflects on the nature of good and evil, the importance of virtue, the transience of life, and the inevitability of death. Beyond its historical value, the Meditations allow us to get to know the figure of Marcus Aurelius up close, not only as a Roman emperor, but also as a Stoic philosopher. His reflections reveal his deep understanding of Stoic philosophy and his commitment to its principles, and the importance of living a virtuous life continue to resonate strongly with readers around the world. They have had a profound influence on Western thought, inspiring philosophers, writers, and leaders throughout history. His legacy continues, offering a valuable perspective on the human condition and the search for a full life. The Meditations of Marcus Aurelius are not only a historical work of great value, but also a source of inspiration and guidance for people of all ages. His timeless reflections offer us tools to face life's challenges with wisdom, courage, and serenity. I hope that this delivery is a beacon that illuminates the path of your ship and always takes it to a safe harbor. If you liked this video, give us a like, leave us your opinions in the comments, and share your experiences with us. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I invite you to continue walking together the path of timeless and empowering Stoic wisdom.